Hi there, I'm Elisabeth Richard.
And I'm Sebastien Richard.
So, is it over? Do we throw in the towel? So, we thought we would do a short little broadcast to basically tell you, what we feel about the U.S. election, the inauguration, all that, and what the Lord is speaking to our hearts. And so, I'll begin. So, I really feel like it's a time that we shouldn't throw in the towel. This is not a time to give up. And I know a lot of you are thinking, well, it looks like it's over. He said his farewell. There's a lot of things that can be happening behind the scenes that we don't know about. And one thing's for sure is I know clearly that the Lord, that God's heart is really to do a reset in America. That's what He would like for His people, and that's what the people of America have been praying for Him to clean up the swamp, basically. And we all know the corruption and everything that's going on in the White House and all that. So this is really a time of exposure. There hasn't been enough exposures done. It's a process. It takes time. And I know for a fact, he's oftentimes asked me to intercede on that, on those words about, exposing and draining the swamp. And I've spoken these words not because it's my own will, because I live in Canada. So it's not like I benefit directly from America, having, Trump as president, for example. It's really from a place spiritually where the Lord showed me that this is really important because the end is coming. Okay, the end of the world is going to come. Jesus is coming back soon, and a lot needs to take place. His body, the body of Christ, has to be prepared. And the enemy is upping his game, as we know, and we can see that. And so this huge force that's in the White House right now, that's the deep state that we call it. A lot of you know what I'm talking about. This corruption, this foundation that was built on faulty ground, it cannot stand. And if people's eyes aren't open, if there is an exposure that happens, then what happens is people are just continuing to believe falsehoods. The enemy keeps on getting stronger. And now things are so huge that it's a real monster to take down. It's really, really a big monster because it's not just in the United States. It has tentacles going all over the world. And that's why it's a process to expose. And it's only a God intervention that can do this. It's not one man that can do this. So will it be Trump? I don't know for sure. The dream, if you go back, my prophetic dream for the United States, was talking about God. I really believe it was God that gave me that dream. Otherwise, I wouldn't have shared it in the first place. And, he's talking about reconstructing, recalibrating, and doing a reset. And he gives me Abraham Lincoln as a vision in my dream. He shows me Abraham Lincoln. And so he didn't show me Trump. He showed me the symbolism of what needs to take place, what's going to happen. How long will this take? I don't know. And like I said, I don't think this is anywhere from over. A lot of exposures are going to happen, are going to take place. What does that mean by law? What changes in the clauses and, those sections where the fine print is? I don't think that obviously a president that's been inaugurated on faulty ground and, has committed crimes or whatnot can actually take a presidency for long. So we'll see what God does with that.
That's where I just wanted to interject here. And I think it's good that you mentioned that. I spoke once on a broadcast what a vote is. What a vote, we know what a vote is in the natural. It's a piece of paper where you put your X, or if it's a machine, a computer, but the point is we know what it is. But in the spiritual realm, a vote is like you coming in agreement with a party's position and a party's leader. And in the spiritual realm, it has very binding ramifications.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think that God is going to ignore 75 million votes cast with passion and cast with strong conviction just go to waste.
Exactly.
So I think in the spiritual realm, there's something that was done that was very powerful there.
Mm-hmm.
There's an agreement. There was an agreement there. There was a powerful spiritual, the spirit behind all of it was very powerful. A lot of prayer behind it and all that. So I don't think this is all going to go to waste. Now, like Elisabeth said, how it's going to transform or come to pass. I mean, to be honest, I was dumbfounded myself yesterday in the sense that I had all these emotions and I had some anger, some frustration.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like what I saw on TV. I was expecting more. I was hoping that Trump would do not a goodbye, but I have great news for you guys, and here's what's going to happen, like some kind of big revelation that would blow everything over.
None or that some people would leave with handcuffs.
Some people would leave with handcuffs. We won't name any names, but you know who we're talking about. But the point is, I know I'm not alone. So, but God, we're in this but God moment. We're in this, people have called it a Red Sea moment.
Yeah.
Where all the odds are stacked against you and you have your back against the wall. And you're like, well, what can we do now? What can we do now? We can't do anything. We're in this Lazarus moment. Other people have called it a Lazarus moment. And I like that comparison because if you look in...
it looks impossible.
It looks completely impossible. And it's so amazing in the Gospels. When Jesus raised Lazarus from the dead, let's not forget, Lazarus had been dead for 4 days. And there's a reason behind that. Jesus had been told on time.
Mm-hmm.
But he tarried there a couple, I don't remember how many days, but he tarried there a couple of days instead of leaving right away when he got the news of Lazarus's sickness.
To get there on purpose, yeah.
And to get there late on purpose. And here's the purpose behind it. In the Israelite mentality, the Hebrew mentality of the time, people believed back then that the spirit of a person, the soul of a person, hovered over the body for 3 days' time when the person was dead, after which it left. So there's a reason why Jesus rose only 3 days after. There was a reason why it was 3 days, but there's also a reason why it was 4 days when he showed up for Lazarus. And it was really amazing because there was no doubt in everybody's mind, everybody was there, the guy's dead. Lazarus, he's dead. So it seemed completely hopeless. If he had been dead 2 days, then maybe some people there would have been like, well, it's been only 2 days. Maybe the soul, maybe he can reattach the soul and something could happen. But then at 4 days, it was over, baby. It was game over in their minds. And so when Jesus did that, there was no doubt that they had to deal with someone very special. Like this Jesus Christ was more than just a prophet. And so it was very, very significant in Jesus's ministry. And I think we're in kind of that moment again, and we've been in those moments time and again, ever since this whole thing started. There's been so many Red Sea moments and Lazarus moments. And again, we find ourselves there. And again, we're at a moment where it's not even eyes on Trump anymore. See, and I think in the natural, all odds in the natural seem pretty much like it looks like it's over. Mm-hmm. But in the supernatural, it's never over because God can do anything. And right now, I feel like he's cracking his knuckles like this. And he's like, okay, I think they're all pretty much hopeless now. All right, it looks like nobody's in faith anymore. Donald Trump doesn't believe he can do anything anymore. He doesn't believe in himself anymore. I think maybe I can start doing stuff now. And I think Liz was mentioning that to me today, and I think that was a good point. She said Trump is all out of pretty much all out of trust in himself. See, when you're a successful entrepreneur, and we've been entrepreneurs for years, so when we know the mindset that it requires behind it. When you're a successful entrepreneur, you have a never say die attitude. Mm-hmm. You're going to fight. You're going to fight against odds that are incredible, hard, like super hard. They're going to drain you. Like you're going to cry if you have to. You're just going to keep moving forward. And that's Donald Trump. He's always had a never say die attitude. And I'm not saying that right now he's given up, but I'm just saying that, maybe he's like, that boxer, who's like had many punches in the face, and he's like in the corner taking 2 minutes right now between rounds, and he's kind of like looking at the adversaries going like, I don't know if I can do this, Mickey. I don't know if I can do this. Give me something to drink. And it's looking pretty much like it is over. And this is what's exciting about this, is that in a way,
and we know he hasn't given up. We know by his comments.
No, we know he hasn't given up.
We know that he's found another way around it. So he's found another way to play the game, if you want, by the book,
the art of the deal.
Yeah, by the rules, by the book. But it's I believe God has better. Yeah, and God's plans are better, and that's going to surprise Trump as well. And, I'm excited to see where this is all going to unfold, because it's really a God moment where God gets the glory. Amen. Not Trump.
Nobody else.
Nobody else.
Nobody else.
Will get the glory at this point, because God is going to intervene in a mighty way. And I really, really firmly believe that. And I don't think, he's had everybody interceding. Like, we have felt it in the spirit to intercede for this to happen. And there's a reason why this is all happening in the spirit. We can feel it. And it's because big things are happening in the unseen world, in the spiritual world. Because don't forget, this is not just political. This is about strongholds over Washington, over America, that are controlling, what's going on. And it's all satanic, obviously. And so, you have the angels fighting the evil ones, and it's a real battle, a real war. And, things might get ugly. I'm not saying they won't, because even if we know, God wins, we know that, the enemy is not going to give up without a fight. If you look at my dream, the tidal wave, we know that the tidal wave is coming. Mm-hmm. So the Lord gave me that dream not too long ago. So I recommend that you go check that out. And so there is going to be a tidal wave. There is going to be, stuff that's going to happen that Satan's going to try to, Satan always tries to kind of like make a show before he loses, basically.
Ask any deliverance minister. They'll tell you, when the big stuff happens, when the shaking comes, when the guy's neck turns around, or he starts wiggling like a snake, when there's big shows going on, that's when the devils are very close to coming out, because they're giving their last ditch effort to try to scare you, impress you, make you think it's not going to happen. Mm-hmm. And this is the big show right now. It's a big show. And I think those who are saying, hold the line, stay in faith, keep praying, I think there's a reason for that. God has given a measure of faith to all of us, but some of us have a special gift of faith, and they're really people we need to look up to in this hour, in this moment. I think that these people are staying in faith and still praying with fervency for what's happening. These people are your leaders right now, so keep an eye on them. We just wanted to do a short video for this to say what we thought about the situation, how we felt about it. We've been discussing it a lot. It's been pretty much a tsunami of emotions yesterday. Today we regained our composure, and we're like, you know what, God's still on the throne, and anything's still possible. And I think when all this is over, if it does happen, when the way that the prophets have said it, that if Trump gets 4 more years, I think we won't recognize America when this is all over. I think the reset thing, everybody talking about a reset, I think it's going to be amazing. Some people said it's 1776 all over again. I think we're going to see amazing things happen in America. Some good, some very good, but also some bad. Let's not kid ourselves. There's going to be some bad. The devil never lets go without a fight, unfortunately. But still, saints, it's time to stand strong. It always is time to stand strong. It's never time to give up. And keep praying for
trust
God's
the process.
best. Trust the process. Trust God. Trust God's best. And now we're going to end this short broadcast because we just, like I said, just wanted to pop on, tell you guys what we thought, what our thoughts were on all of this. And we're going to pop off. And in about 10 minutes, we're going to come back on with the real broadcast for this week, which is titled, well, actually, we didn't really agree on the title, but let's just put it this way. It's going to be titled something along the lines of, Has Jesus Really Changed His Prophetic Tone for 2021? Because some people think that the Lord is talking in a more stern voice right now in 2021. And we're going to look, is this biblical? Is the Lord taking a more stern tone in 2021? We'll look at that from a biblical perspective. So come back and join us in 10.